Hey, it's me, your favorite low-tech music YouTuber, the Afro Hamurai. You can see my tripod, you can see the Volca, and today I'm going to be talking about the Volca Nubass. This is one of the three Volcas I own. You've already seen me talk about the Volca Drum. I have a Volca Modular. I'm planning on getting two more because I do really love these. I'm going to turn it on, and while I'm turning it on, I'll do a brief explanation as to what this is and why I got it. It does like acidy bass sort of lines, almost like, the Volca bass, except it has a tube in it. I'm gonna plug this in. I've picked one of the default patches that it has in there. I'm gonna mess around with the cutoff, with the peak, and with a few of the bits, and we'll hear what sort of things we can get out of it. And that's the sort of sound you can get out of the Volca Nubass. So I'm gonna quickly go into one of the empty things I have, so that we have just like no sort of notes here. So then that way we have nothing. And I'm just gonna do like some sort of quick step recording just so that we have an idea. Okay, right, let's see what we have. So the biggest thing we have is the vacuum tube oscillator's controls here at the start. Now we only have control of the pitch and then the sub oscillator's saturation and level. And then most of the rest of the control is from the voltage controlled filter, your standard sort of like subtractive synthesis. So I can control the pitch of the oscillator here. Saturation and level, that controls the sub oscillator. So at the moment, we haven't got a sub oscillator. I turn the level up. We do. And I quite like this sub oscillator. And when you have the saturation down, it's not impossible to hear, but I find that I tend to ride it with the saturation up quite a bit just to make sure that it punches through. But you can experiment with these two if you want to. The next thing we have is the voltage controlled filter. You already saw me mess with that a bit, so we have the cutoff and peak. You have controls on your touch sensitive keyboard. So this is a you know, touch sensitive keyboard. But you'll see underneath it has things like VTO wave, LFO wave, so you can change the wave that the vacuum tube oscillator is using if you want. So I said I'd talk about it before. I'm just going to tell the LFO not to do anything for now, so then that way it's just there. But you can also set accents, transposes, and slides. So let's have a listen to my pattern again. And what you do is you use this button up here that says transpose or accents or slides. You press that and then you pick some steps. And you do the same with slides. And also you'll see that underneath we have things like random, we have writing memory, which is important to save your patterns, setting your accent step, or active steps, sorry, which lets you skip steps as well. But most importantly, if you press function and rand, then it just gives you random ones. So I can do this if I haven't got an idea. A lot of websites that review this kind of have it as this, not necessarily one-trick pony, but there's not a huge amount of extra textures that you can get out of it with its bass. And listening to some of the samples you can get from the Volca bass, which is less expensive than this and a bit older than this as well, I kind of get exactly what you mean. Like, there's quite a lot you can do with this, but at the end of the day, you kind of have two main bass sounds, and then everything else is based off of your filtering. Not necessarily a terrible thing, but it's kind of simple in what you can get out of it, at least compared to what I can hear from the Volca bass from sampling. I haven't got a Volca bass, so this is all based off of just first impressions and having a listen to what other people have done with it. On saying that, though, that's kind of why I like this. I don't necessarily want to have a synthesizer that has so much freedom that you're then kind of stuck as to where you can go with it. Like, I can use this and come up with a sound, and its sound always seems right to me. It kind of feels like its own separate sort of thing, and I quite like that about it. It's small, it's powerful, you can power it with batteries or with DC like all of the other Volcas, and as much as it only really has that one style of sound, if that's a sound you're looking for, you've won. If that's not a sound you're looking for, genuinely, if you want a Volca, get the Volca bass instead, because, you know, the sounds that you've heard me play here, yeah, there's more you can do with it, especially with motion, but this is kind of most of what you get. But with that being said, it's time to unplug. There we go. Unplug you go. It's time to turn you off so that I can save my battery power with that nice little glow that we get at the end. If you have ideas for videos that you want me to do, feel free to put them in the comments down below. Someone talked about Nico's MIDI pack, and I've already recorded that. I just haven't edited it yet. And I really just don't want to edit it because I don't... you'll see when it's out. But yeah, thank you for watching. If you want, you can subscribe. Feel free to like or dislike if you liked or disliked the video. Yeah. Cool.